he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes.
When my saddle partner, Red Connors, rode into Twin Rivers one day not long ago, he smiled and spoke his usual cheery greeting to everyone he passed. And yet he found himself taking an unusual interest in the familiar faces around him. Because as Red knew that somewhere among these friendly citizens was the person or persons responsible for a crime that threatened to ruin the economy of an entire community. We'd been on the trail of a clever gang of counterfeiters who were printing Mexican currency and somehow smuggling it across the border for distribution. All we knew was that the gang was working out of Twin Rivers. Who they were remained a puzzling mystery. So hoping to find a lead, we sent to the state capitol for a complete report on every known counterfeiter in the Southwest. Red, curious as usual, had to open the envelope and make sure everything was there.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah. Howdy, Red.
Too early from a paper?
Nope, right on time. Frank's bringing it in now.
Good.
Hi, Red.
Howdy, Frank.
There you are, Red. Nothing but good news.
Me and Hoppy will have plenty of news for you pretty soon. Those reports just arrived from the Capitol.
On the green goods merchants?
When Hoppy gets a hold of this, we can really go to work.
Well, keep in touch with me, Red. Got to get all the news.
Sure will. Howdy.
Hey, Steve, don't you and Wade want your paper today?
Oh, yeah. If he saw anything, we won't have to worry now.
When I rode into town, I could sense the feeling of sorrow directed to me. Everyone offered to help in finding who'd done the shooting. The one man that could help me was Jim Woods, the town blacksmith, an old friend I knew I could trust. I showed him the piece of broken horseshoe I'd found at the scene of the shooting. Then I outlined a plan that I hoped might locate the gunman who'd used Red as a target. Jim agreed to watch for anyone who came in for repairs, and if the shoe fit, to contact me immediately. Hi, Frank.
Oh, hello, Cassidy.
Tom inside?
Yeah, he's in the press room. In the back.
Yeah. Hi, editor. Hard at work?
Hello, Hoppy. I know everything's probably been said, Hoppy. About Red, I mean. That story was just about the hardest thing I ever tried to write.
You said some nice things, Tom.
I hear you already had the funeral, huh?
Oh, yes. I'm sure Red would have wanted it that way. Nice and quiet.
Still hard for me to believe it. Twin Rivers just won't seem the same without Red Connors.
No, I'm afraid not. Well, I better get back to Bar 20. I got a lot of work to do.
Sure. Let me know if there's anything I can do.
I will, Tom. Thanks. So long.
So long.
On the way out to the Bar 20, I tried to put the pieces of the puzzling mystery together, but they just wouldn't fall into place. Everyone in town seemed quite sincere in their expressions of sorrow over Red's untimely death. There was only one man I knew who wasn't upset. Matter of fact, he seemed to be getting quite a kick out of it.
Hi, Hoppy.
Hi, Red. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm in pretty good shape for a dead man. Hey, look at this. Twin Rivers today mourns the loss of one of its most beloved citizens, Red Connors. Hey, they spelled my name right.
Yeah, but when Tom McLean finds out you're not really dead, they're going to spell your name Mud.
You know, I must have been pretty well thought of around town. Look at that.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers.
Well, Tate, everybody can read his own obituary. Sure gives a fella a strange feeling. I hope your plan's worth it, Hoppy.
Well, it's worth it if it works. But we're going to have a lot of explaining to do to those people in Twin Rivers when they find out you're still around.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you do with yesterday's paper? I looked all over the house for it.
Well, I didn't see it.
Didn't you get it? It was in my saddlebags with the reports them two gunmen stole.
Well, your saddlebag was empty when I found you on the road. Oh, well, maybe they wanted some reading matter, too.
Yeah. Well, say, have you heard any more from that Mexican treasury agent?
Raymond Torres?
Yeah.
He'll be here in the morning.
Good. Hey, I can practice up on my Spanish.
By the way, I hope he's having better luck on his side of the border than we are.
Yeah, it couldn't be any worse than ours. Hey, you know, the more I think of it, the less I like this idea of playing dead. I'll go crazy just sitting around the house.
You get any ideas about leaving the house and that newspaper story's liable to come true. Get what I mean?
Most beloved citizen. Even if I did have to die to get it.
Raymond, come in.
Buenos dias, Senor Cassidy. I came through Twin Rivers, Senor. You have my most sincere sympathy. The death of your compadre came as a great shock.
I think you better sit down. You're due for another shock.
Okay?
Oh, yes, Senor Torres.
Diablo. It cannot be.
I told you you should sit down.
The story in the newspaper, it did not happen?
Yeah, well, part of it was true. We just added the part about the obituary.
Won't you sit down, please?
I do not understand. Why do you do this?
To keep these counterfeiters operating.
Yeah, because they think I looked at them reports from the Capitol.
And so long as he's dead, they'll keep working out of Twin Rivers.
Oh, I see. If the gang knew Red was still alive, they would move on. And all our weeks of work would have to begin all over again.
That's right.
Bueno, your plan is wise, Senor Cassidy. The continued activity of these men is our only chance of catching them.
Have you had any luck?
No. Everyone is thoroughly searched before crossing the border. I have undercover operatives everywhere. But up to now, they have found nothing.
I'll bet I could.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about being an undercover operative. It'd be easy with everybody thinking me dead.
Well, you will be dead if you run around in that outfit.
See? Very dead.
No, I'd put a little black mustache on, and with my vast knowledge of the Spanish language, I'll bet nobody'd recognize me. Buenos dias, senor. ¿Cómo estés usted? See what I mean? Right now, you couldn't tell me from a native.
Right now, I couldn't tell you from an idiot.
But think of all the help I could be. I could do an awful lot of investigating.
You mean you could do a lot of awful investigating. Now, just forget the whole thing. You're liable to upset our whole plan.
See? If anyone should recognize you, everything would be ruined.
Oh, I still think it'd work.
Wait a minute. It's Jim Wood. You better get in the back room.
Jim wouldn't say anything.
Well, maybe not, but I don't want to give anybody a chance to talk.
Hoppy, he came in.
That's all right, Jim. This is Raymond Torres, the Mexican Treasury Department. Now, what is it?
Two fellas came in. One of them had a pony with a broken shoe, and it fit exactly with the one you gave me.
Good work. Did you recognize the man?
Nope. Seen him around town's all. I hopped out here as fast as I could.
Did you do the work I asked you to?
Sure did. Nice as you please.
Good. Are the men still in town?
Nope. They headed out.
Thanks. We'll be out in just a minute. All right, Raymond. Now, those counterfeiters are going to have a couple of shadows.
Senor Cassidy, you are full of mysteries today. How do you plan to pick up their tracks from hundreds of others in the street?
Thanks to Jim there, it's going to be simple. Huh? Here we go.
There you are, Hoppy. Real fancy job.
Oh, that's wonderful. You'd have to be blind to lose that trail.
My congratulations, senor. Your American ingenuity knows no bounds.
Well, let's ride and see if it pays off. Thanks, Jim. As Raymond and I rode the trail of the distinctive tracks, it became more and more apparent that the two men we were following were headed for the border. But without the clearly defined marks that the blacksmith had cut into the shoe, we never would have known which direction the counterfeiters had taken. When the tracks led off the road, we figured that our prey was not far ahead. The fresh horseshoe prints gave evidence that the tracks were just minutes old. We spotted the two men in the valley below. But from what we could see, they weren't carrying anything out of the ordinary. Certainly nothing that suggested counterfeit money.
Diablo. That man is Juan Ortega.
You know him?
He's been in and out of every jail in Mexico.
Look at that.
A strange transaction, senor.
Yeah. They're coming back this way. Let's get out of sight.
We not make an arrest, senor?
No, they're headed for Twin Rivers. Ortega's the one we want now. He's carrying the answer and the proof we need.
But the Border Patrol, he cannot escape their search.
He's been doing it. Let's find out how. As Raymond and I trailed the wagon to the border, the answers to the puzzle began to fall into place with startling simplicity. The Border Patrol stopped Ortega all right. And the wagon was searched from top to bottom. But the simplicity of the counterfeiters' plan paid off again. The Border Patrol looked through everything except the one item that was practically under his nose. And because it was so well hidden, another batch of counterfeit money passed into Mexico, with Juan Ortega's smile no doubt concealing the urge to laugh out loud. But his smile was just about to fade. When Raymond and I caught him, we had all the evidence we needed to put the whole gang behind bars. Raymond took Ortega into custody and I headed back to Twin Rivers.
Buenos dias, Senior Blacksmith. You are busy with the work, no?
That's right. What can I do for you?
I am seeking information. I have been told you are a man to be trusted.
Uh-huh.
My name is Valencia. I am working on a very secret investigation with Hopalong Cassidy.
The counterfeiting?
See. And the murder of a very fine fellow.
Red Connors, you mean?
See. You know him?
Sure. I know him. Too bad. I sure feel sorry for Hoppy.
It seems to me the sorrow should be for Senor Connors, no?
Well, I figure's no sense crying over them that's gone on.
Maybe you did not like his Senor Red.
Sure. I was fond of old Red. Even though he did talk too much. Nice guy.
See, as I say, he's a very fine fellow.
Hey. That's funny.
See?
Those two hombres. Those are the men Hoppy set out the trail.
And they come back alone?
That don't look too good.
Hasta la vista, senor. I must find out what this means.
The old man's in the press room. What took you so long?
What's your hurry?
Everything go all right?
Perfect, as always.
Good.
Say, you gonna run off more bills tonight?
Sure, if the old man's not around.
Buenos dias, senor.
Something I can do for you?
A newspaper, por favor?
What do you want a newspaper for? You can't read English.
See, I understand little.
Hey,
Senor.
What did you take that paper off the bottom for?
I have no reason he's having.
It's a bad habit.
I don't understand. I do nothing wrong. I just poor Mexican.
Your accent's poorer. He ain't no Mexican.
Let's find out what he is.
Connors.
Now, keep that surprised look, boys, and don't move.
He did.
Not nearly as dead as you'll be if you don't tell me where Cassidy is.
Cassidy.
He rode out on the trail of you two, and he hasn't come back yet.
Perfect, you said. Just like always, with Cassidy right behind you.
Boss, we didn't see him.
Red. I ain't a ghost, Tom. Oh, you.
Wade, get outside and watch for Cassidy. In the press room, both of you.
What do we do, boss?
We get out right now.
Frank, what's this?
This answer your question?
Currency plates. You've been printing that counterfeit money right here.
Don't get excited, Tom. You're not going to live to write the story.
Hoppy warned me that newspaper story would come true.
Hoppy! Hoppy!
What is it, Jim?
Hoppy, we saw those two hombres ride into town.
We? Well, who else knew about it?
Senor Valencia,
Valencia.
the fellow you're working with.
Wait a minute. What did this Senor Valencia look like?
A heavy-set fellow he was. Didn't get too good a look at him, really. Trying to hit his face.
Where did this Senor Valencia go?
He followed those two hombres into the newspaper office.
The newspaper office? Here, hold the horse.
That must be Cassidy.
The back way.
Boys, the printing party's over.
Just in time. Red and I were both slated for headlines.
Hoppy, how'd you ever figure to come over here? We just found out Frank Harris was doing the counterfeiting.
I know. I just read it in the newspaper.
Huh?
Look here.
Holy cats.
The counterfeit money. Printed and put right in with the newspaper.
That's right. They had a good idea. Frank here printed it up and put it in a copy of one of the papers, then put it where the boys would be sure to get a hold of it. Somehow you got a hold of it before they did.
Hey, Hoppy, those papers on the counter, I picked the one off the bottom.
That figures. Any normal person would start from the top of the stack down. That's what Frank and his boys here counted on. But they'll have plenty of time in jail to figure out what happened. All right, Tom, get on your feet. Get them out of here, Tom.
Hey, Hoppy, do you mean that I ain't normal?
Any red-headed cowpoke that'd try to pass himself off as Senor Valencia can't be normal.
No comprende English, senor.
Hi, my little partners. I want to ask you a very serious question. Are you afraid of policemen? You're not, huh? Well, that's good. You shouldn't be. Always remember that those men have had a lot of training, have put in a lot of years to learn how to help protect you. And one more thing, don't ever call a policeman a cop. He doesn't like it, and it doesn't sound good. Respect him as he does you. Call him a police officer and see how much nicer he'll be. I'll see you next week. In the meantime, don't forget to go to Sunday school.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys race. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then. Hopalong, here he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here.
Jose Martinez was one of the hardest working men I ever knew. When he wasn't tending his farm on the edge of town, he chopped and sold wood, mended fences, repaired roofs, dug wells, and took on any other odd jobs that came his way. His wife, Maria, helped with the farm, took in washing, and thought Jose was the most wonderful guy in the world. I'd have said that Jose Martinez was about the last person in Twin Rivers who'd cause any trouble. At least, I'd have said that until the Saturday morning he came down Main Street, walked over to the town banker, Ollie, and his nephew, Ted. Exchanged a few angry words, and then suddenly...
No, you're not!
Let me go, Senor Hoppy. I will kill him. Shut up.
Now, who started this?
I just reminded him that a payment was due on his bank loan, and he accused me of cheating. When Ted tried to reason with him, he flew at him like a maniac.
But already I paid the mortgage.
That's ridiculous.
But I give you $500.
Well, that proves he's lying. Where'd he ever get that much money, unless he stole it?
Do not believe him, Senor Hoppy. Maria and me, we have worked hard. We have not spent anything. We save money, so someday we own our farm.
Have you got the receipt for the money you gave him?
What is that?
That's a piece of paper that shows that you paid the money.
You never give me such a paper.
Of course not, because you didn't give me any money.
But I did. I come to the bank and I ask for Senor Gray. His nephew here say he is out, but he will take the money. So I give it to him, the $500.
Well, the man must be crazy.
When did all this happen?
Thursday.
Were you out of the bank on Thursday?
Well, as a matter of fact, I went over to... Wait a minute, Cassidy. Don't tell me you're believing him.
Ollie, I'm just trying to get at the truth.
Well, that shouldn't be very difficult. Jose is making up these wild charges to cover the fact that he can't pay off his debt.
It is not true.
If you'd come to me like a man and asked for an extension of the mortgage, I would have granted it. But now you'd better pay what you owe, or the bank will foreclose.
But I give you all I have.
Come, Ted.
No, wait, you
Jose.
can't. But, Senor Hoppy, you believe me. I paid the money.
If you did, you'll never be able to prove it now.
I'm sorry I lose the temper.
That's all right.
What will I do? We have worked hard. We have planned everything. To lose our farm now with the baby coming, it would kill Maria.
Don't you worry about it. I'll see what I can do.
Gracias, Senor Hoppy. You are my friend.
You run on home. The next morning was Sunday, and the bank was closed. So Red and I rode out to Ollie Gray's home. Ollie was an honest, fair-minded man, and now that he'd had time to cool off, I felt sure he'd listen to reason. It was too early for Ollie to have left for church, and if he'd gone into town, we'd have met him on the way. Ollie? Ollie!
Hoppy, who could have done this? He was a nice old man.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that knife. That's strangely familiar.
I don't see anything unusual about it.
Yeah, but maybe not. Jose Martinez. He had a knife like that, I remember.
I hope he's still got it.
You don't think he'd do that?
Now, don't go jumping to conclusions, Red. I was more upset than I wanted to admit. The knife was bad enough, but there was something else.
That's off of Jose's coat. I wouldn't believe it.
I wouldn't either. But it still doesn't change the facts.
Oh, Jose wouldn't kill it.
Not a word about any of this.
Hello, Cassie. Red. We going to church with my uncle?
I'm afraid not. Where have you been?
I got involved in a lake poker game at Monte Kane's last night, so I just stayed over in Sage City. Say, what are you doing here? Is there anything wrong?
I hate to tell you this, Ted, but your uncle is dead.
Dead? No, that's impossible. Well, who would do such a thing?
That's what we'd like to know.
Did Ollie keep any money here in the house?
Yeah, some. It's gone. So's his gun. Were there any clues?
No, we haven't found any yet. Suppose you go in the other room and we'll take a look around.
Yeah.
I purposely didn't tell Ted what we'd found. I wanted to talk to Jose before folks got all stirred up. Red was to get a wagon and take the body into town. I asked Ted to come with him to make an official statement. I'd meet them at the office. Hello, Maria.
Senor.
Is Jose around?
I am most worried, senor. He is gone all night. Won't you sit down, please?
Thank you. What time did he leave?
After supper, he go to talk with Senor Gray.
Gray?
When he not come home, I think maybe he stop at Cantina. But that is not like Jose.
No, it isn't.
Something has happened to my Jose. Is he hurt, maybe?
No, Maria, Jose is all right. But Senor Gray has been murdered.
Madre de Dios.
Maria, when Jose left yesterday evening, what coat was he wearing?
Coat? Why, his leather coat. The one with the silver conchos.
Whoever killed Mr. Gray fought with him. I found this in his hand.
No, that is not true. Jose would. He would not. Oh, Senor Hoppy.
Try not to worry about it too much. I'll do what I can for you. On the way back to town, I kept agreeing with Maria. Jose couldn't be a killer, but the evidence was against him. And if Jose wasn't guilty, where was he? Why had he run away? When I got back to the office, I issued a warrant for Jose's arrest. Then I rounded up a posse to go after him. Feeling was running so high, there wasn't any trouble getting volunteers. All right, men. I want Jose brought in alive. And remember this. This is a posse, not a lynch mob. Starkey, I want you to go out and keep an eye on Jose's house. He may try to get in touch with his wife. The rest of you on your way. We must have covered every inch of ground within a radius of 10 miles. Not a sign of our man. No tracks, no prints, no clues of any kind. Jose Martinez hadn't left a trail. He'd vanished into thin air.
Jose ain't smart enough to disappear like this, and he don't know anything about tracking or false trailing and such. It just don't make sense.
There are a lot of things about this that don't make sense.
How do you mean?
Well, for instance, I can't figure Jose as a killer. He just isn't that kind of a man.
Yeah, he's always seems so, well, so gentle-like.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe he's been hurt.
Well, if he had, we'd have found him.
Well, I'm stumped. What do we do next?
We better start asking ourselves who else could have killed Ollie.
Well, I've been asking. I ain't getting any answers.
Maybe we can get some of the answers in Sage City. I'm going to have a talk with Monty Kane. Monty was a professional gambler, smooth as a snake and just as crooked. He verified that on the night of the murder, he and Ted and a couple of his cronies had played poker in the back room of the Silver Dollar. He said the game started around 6 in the evening and hadn't broken up until next morning.
You've been asking me a lot of questions. Now I'm going to ask one.
Go right ahead.
How come you're checking on me instead of looking for that Mexican?
Because I don't think Jose killed Ollie Gray.
How about all the evidence you got on him?
He was framed.
Framed?
Even if that boy could kill a man, I don't think he'd run out on his wife when she's expecting a baby. And if he was hiding out, he'd try to get in touch with her.
Well, maybe he has.
Ever since the killing, I've had somebody watching Maria day and night.
That don't prove nothing.
It may not to a jury, but it's good enough for me. We'll see you later. Come on, Red.
Now what?
We just wait and see what happens.
What'd you expect to happen?
Nothing if Jose's guilty. We rode back to Twin Rivers and stopped at Jose's cabin. Starkey, who'd been watching the place, reported that there'd been no excitement, and I told him to go on home. We'd take over.
Who is it?
Cassidy, I want to talk to you.
You have found my Jose?
No, I'm afraid not, Maria.
Something has happened to him. I know it. Or he would come to prove he did not do this terrible thing.
We've been looking all over for him.
Only so that you can hang him.
Maria, you know better than that.
I do not know anything anymore. You are my friends, but you hunt Jose like an animal. Senor Ted, who has not been my friend, he gave me money.
Ted gave you money?
Si, senor. He say he do not blame me for what Jose has done. He is worried about the baby and he wants to help.
Well, I'll be a horned toad. How much did he give you?
$25.
Well, that was very nice of him. But, Maria, we're your friends, too. We want to prove that Jose's innocent. You can help us.
But how?
I want you to stay right here in this house for the rest of the day. Don't go outside no matter what happens.
I do not see how that will help.
I think you're going to have a caller before long. Now, please do as I say. Red and I took turns on watch. As the hours dragged on and nothing happened, I began to think my plan wasn't going to work.
Somebody in that brush. Keep firing, Red.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Golly, I never thought Jose'd be that sneaky. He tried to kill you.
Yeah, I guess he did. Only it's not Jose.
Not Jose. Holy smokes, Trig Dawson.
With Jose's hat and jacket on. Where'd you get him?
He gave him to me.
You're lying. You're a professional gunslinger, and somebody hired you to ambush me. Who was it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were going to kill me and let Red see you do it. And in those clothes, he'd have thought it was Jose.
You're loco.
Who are you working for, Dawson?
Nobody. I seen this Mexican up in the hills, and he gave me these duds.
Why would he do that?
He's in some kind of trouble. He wanted me to get a message to his wife. He didn't have any money, so he gave me the hat and coat.
That's a good try, but you're still lying. Now tell the truth or I'll slap you in jail for attempted murder.
I seen you two sneaking out from behind the brush, and I thought that...
You thought we was bandits.
Yeah, so I opened fire.
Now I've heard everything. Get him on his horse, Red. Trig Dawson had found himself a good story and was going to stick to it. About all I could do was to jail him and hope I could think of a way to break him down. There wasn't much time. Back in town, Trig was locked up, but we hadn't been able to shake his story.
Well, do you think we ought to try again?
Sure, why not?
Now what do you want?
The same as before, the truth.
I told you what happened. Take it or leave it.
You can get up to 20 years for attempted murder.
You gotta prove it first, and I'm taking my chances you can't.
With a record like yours, there isn't a jury in the world that'd believe you.
I said I'd take my chances.
Well, I don't know who you're trying to protect. But if I...
All right, lawman. Now I'm calling the turn. Get your hands up. Unlock the door.
All right, Red.
Hurry up. Now get in there. Come on, move.
You know we'll come after you, don't you?
That's what you think. Why, you... Anybody been here?
Water. Give me water.
Answer my question.
No, no one. Who are you? Why you keep me like this? Maria will worry and be afraid.
Shut up, I told you.
Please, Senor.
Get your hands up.
Cassidy.
Take care of him, Red.
I thought you were dead.
Takes more than blanks to kill us.
Thanks.
We planned for you to take that gun and break out of jail. Get in there. Go on.
Hoppy. I pray you will find me.
Oh, I'm sorry it took us so long, but we had to be careful, Jose.
They make me prisoner.
They? Who's they?
I do not know. All the time my eyes, they are blindfolded.
What happened then?
Well, the night I go to talk with Senor Gray, when I reach the house, something hit the back of my head. When I wake up, I am tied, and there is a cloth over my eyes and my mouth. But I am in a barn, I think. Well, after many hours, a man comes. He takes the cloth from my mouth, and he gives me food. But I do not know who he is.
Well, what about his voice? Didn't he say anything?
He talk in a whisper, Senor Hoppy.
Oh. Then what happened?
2 times he moved me to different places.
That's why we had such a hard time finding him.
Yeah.
Well, not many hours ago, this man come with a man who whispers, and they take my coat and my sombrero.
Yeah, I know about that. They wanted us to think you were still on the prowl. You think you can walk now?
I'm not sure. My legs are weak. They have been tied so long.
Get your hands up, Cassidy. All right, go on, get him up. You too, Red.
Guess it's lucky I was late.
They followed me here. I couldn't help it.
Yeah, so I gather. Well, Cassie, let's see you get out of this one.
I might not be able to, but neither will you.
Well, anyhow, congratulations. You found my uncle's murderer.
Senor Gray is killed?
Yeah, he was killed by his own nephew, who needed some money to pay off his gambling debts.
Too bad you won't be able to prove it. Everyone's going to go on thinking it was Jose.
Me?
Yeah, your friend here has issued a warrant for your arrest. He's had a posse scouring the country. Well, you found your man. Now there's going to be a little gunfight between the 3 of you. With no survivors.
You are loco.
I've worked out all the details, even down to whose gun kills who. You know, you and Red will be heroes, but dead ones.
You will not kill my friends.
All right, on your feet. Red! Get over there.
Well, I guess we took care of them two.
Yeah, we sure did. Take care of Jose. You all right, Jose?
I'm all right, I think.
Outside. We jailed Ted and Dawson, and when I had Monty picked up in Sage City, he broke down and confessed everything. The killing and the frame-up had been Ted's idea. Monty had furnished the alibi. Jose was completely in the clear.
Senor Hoppy, we have tried hard to think how to thank you, but it is of no use.
No, don't you even think about it. You just go on being the hard-working man you've always been.
I will, senor. My Maria, she would like to ask you a favor.
Certainly.
If you will permit, the new baby, we would like to name it for you.
If it's a boy.
Sure it's a boy.
I'd be honored.
It's a nice name, don't you think? Hopalong Martinez.
Hopalong Martinez.
I think it's a beautiful name, and I'm very flattered.
Gracias, senor. We will see you soon.
Adios.
Adios.
Hi, my little partners. There's a group of men in America that walk the streets and stand on the corners, dressed in pretty good-looking uniforms. Those men look pretty smart. And I want to assure you that they are smart, or they wouldn't be there. I'm speaking of policemen. The policeman is a father, the same as some of you grown-ups are. He has children, the same as you have. And his job is to help you protect your children and to help protect the children themselves. So keep one thing in mind, won't you please? Don't call him a cop. He's a respected man, and we should call him by a respected name, a police officer. Always remember that and see how much nicer he'll be. I'll see you next week.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys stray. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here.
Red Connors and I were riding deep in the heart of the Maricopa district in the Arizona Territory, in answer to a letter I had received from my old friend Nat Burnham, Indian agent in Phoenix.
My thanks to you and Red for coming all the way from the Bar 20, Hoppy.
It's all right, Nat. Whenever you send for us, we come a-running.
Sit down, Hoppy. Red.
Thanks. Now, what's going on here?
I've got a problem on my hands.
Yeah?
You remember the land deal the department arranged for the retired Army Indian Scouts 7 years ago?
Well, you ought to, Hoppy. Help set it up.
Just a minute, Red. Let's see what Nat has to say.
Since that time, the two tribes have lived together peacefully, side by side, on their small farms until a month ago. Now it looks like they're bent on killing each other off.
Well, Nat, knowing what I'd do about those two tribes, that doesn't seem possible.
Let me tell you what happened.
I had been friends with the chiefs of most of the members of the Maricopa and Apache tribes who had served with the Scouts, and it wasn't a pleasant story to listen to. 4 weeks ago, Chief Red Arrow of the Maricopa had been found on the outskirts of his ranch, shot to death. Several days later, Juanito, son of the Apache chief, had been found in the street in the nearby town of Mescal, an Indian knife in his back.
Hey, Tex, bring your rig up here. Load it in, boys.
All of this had been followed by the burning of the houses and barns of both sides. Cattle had been driven into the quicksands and left to die.
Up to now, there have been 3 men of each tribe killed.
Once the Indians start trying to get even, they won't stop until there's not a man left.
Oh, there's more to this than meets the eye, Red. I was with those two tribes when they took the oath of blood brotherhood. They wouldn't break that oath for anything.
And what's your opinion, Hoppy?
Well, I'm of the opinion that somebody's trying to run them off their land.
Why would anybody do that? It's the poorest land in the district. They make a living only by the hardest work.
Mineral, oil, I don't know.
There's never been a trace of either in the whole district. No, Hoppy, I think it's a feud.
Now, I hate to be stubborn, but I'm going to stick to my own opinion.
But you will go down there and see what you can do about it.
Oh, sure. Just draw up my credentials and Red and I'll be on our way. We were within a mile of Chief Red Arrow's ranch house when suddenly ahead of us, it's only a skull crease. We'll get him home and take care of him. Where do you live, son?
Oh, about a mile up the road, Mr. Cassidy.
Well, he knows you, Hoppy.
I should. He's the best friend my father ever had.
Well, you must be Tommy Red Arrow.
That's right.
Come on, give me a hand, Red. We'll get him home. That sting a little?
No.
There we are. Now you'll be as good as new.
Thanks, Hoppy. It's foolish of me to ride into town alone. I might have known I would be next.
You know, I can't get over it, Hoppy. Tommy talks even better English than me.
Well, he should. He was an honor graduate from one of the finest Indian schools in America.
There have never been any witnesses before. Did you get a good look at whoever it was who ambushed me?
All we know is there was a couple of Indians.
Is that true?
Yeah, I'm afraid so, Tommy.
I've been learning the ways of the civilized white man, and I like them. But if the Apaches have broken the oath of blood brotherhood, I'll...
Now, wait a minute, Tommy. Don't do anything in a hurry. I know Chief White Cloud, too. I'm going over to have a talk with him.
All right. I'll wait until I hear from you.
Good. Red, you better stay here with him in case they try to finish off what they started.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Hoppy. Now that I know I'm marked, I shall be on the alert.
All right, suit yourself. And that thing is not sticking very good. There you are.
There you go.
Okay, come on, Red. Keep your eyes open, Tommy. I had a long talk with the chief, and he gave me his sacred word that neither he nor any of his tribe had anything to do with the trouble in any way. And knowing him, I believed him. I was sure now that outsiders were back of the whole thing, and the best place to begin my investigation was at the scene of the ambush. Here I found what I felt was definite evidence that white men had been involved in the ambushing of Tommy. The Apaches in this district all wore moccasins, and there were fresh prints of high-heeled western boots in the sand. And I was sure the Apaches didn't smoke turkey cigarettes. Back at Tommy's house, I had told him of my findings, and then I started asking questions. Has anyone been trying to buy up the Indians' land?
Hoppy, have you forgotten? The grant of lands to us carried a clause that we could never sell them.
Yeah, I know. That clause was put in so the Indians couldn't be cheated out of their land.
And there's another clause that ties our hands so far as this present trouble is concerned.
Yeah?
If we leave the land, we'll be sent back to the reservations, and our ranches will be sold to the highest bidders.
Oh, I see. And I still insist you're being driven off the land.
But why? Our places are none too prosperous.
Maybe not as farms, Tommy. But there has to be some reason why they want this land. Were there any white men seen around here about the time the trouble started?
No. What little business we transact is done in town.
I see. There has to be somebody.
Oh, yes, there was a photographer who went around town taking pictures of the Indians to put on souvenir postcards. Harmless old man, half drunk most of the time. Calls himself Picture Pete.
When was the last time you saw him?
Today, in town.
We better ride into town and have a talk with Picture Pete, huh?
Yeah, maybe I can have my picture taken.
And what are you going to do with that?
Well, I'd give it to you to keep.
They'll never get that on paper. Come on. The little town of Mescal was just a few miles from the Indian land.
All right, that's fine now. That's fine. Whoa, don't keep moving around. That might be for me. All right, there we go. Hold it. There you are. That'll be 25 cents. I'll have the pictures for you on Saturday. Thank you, my friend. Well, say, you look like the very spirit of the West. Would you mind posing for a photograph for me?
Maybe later. Right now, I'd like to have a little talk with you.
Hey, Hoppy, you darn good pictures of Indians, and you should see the pictures of the country. It looks just as natural. A very discriminating man, your friend.
Yeah.
I pride myself on my ability with a camera. Don't be frightened. There's not a snake, just a hair. I pride myself on my ability with a camera when I can stay away from this poison. Yes, you know something? Use me as an example, my friend. You don't have to worry about me. I never touch this stuff.
You know, your advice about keeping away from that stuff is pretty sound. Why don't you try using it yourself?
No, I've tried everything. Excuse me, will you please? I've got to finish talking to your friend over here. You know, you're wise in avoiding this stuff, my friend. Just look what it's done to me. At one time, I was recognized as one of the finest mineralogists in the whole country. Now reduced to selling picture postcards for a living. But it isn't always going to be like that. No, sir. One of these days, and real soon, my ship is coming in. Coming in over those hills yonder. One of these days, I'll be one of the wealthiest men.
Pete!
That's my master's voice. What do you want, Constable Martin?
Told you to stay off the street and in your room when you're drinking. Don't pay any attention to anything the drunken old fool says.
Then I resent that attitude, Constable. I was just simply explaining to these gentlemen here...
Get him out of here. Come on.
Hey, now listen, all I was trying to do was...
Go on.
Please, Hoppy, let me take care of that no good.
All right, go right ahead.
Come on, get up.
You big bully, why don't you pick on somebody your size?
Your friend's asking for it.
You think so?
You look about my size, big mouth.
Hey, you can't do that.
Wait a minute. Let him alone. Your man started it.
Now you're asking for it.
How you doing, Red?
Oh, fine. Somebody never learned this sidewinder not to lead with his right.
This one leads with his chin.
I'm gonna run you two clear into the next county.
I'm afraid that'll be a little difficult. According to this, take a look at it.
Acting U.S. Marshal, working for the Indian agents.
That's right, and Red Connors is my deputy.
Cassidy, huh? No wonder you're so handy with your fists. Sorry to cause you this trouble.
Forget it. I think I'm going to have enough trouble keeping the Indians from killing each other off.
Well, I'm glad somebody's here to look into things. Well, we're expecting them to turn on the whites any day now. I think they should be moved somewhere else.
You really think so, huh?
Yep. And if I can be of any help, you let me know.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Come on, Leeds. I got some business in the office.
Hey, Hoppy, I just got old Pete headed back for his room to sleep it off.
Ah, that's good, Red. You know, I feel kind of sorry for a guy like that.
Yeah.
We're going to stick around here until he sobers up, then I'm going to have a little talk with him about mineralogy.
Yeah, sure, that's... Hey, Hoppy, there's a restaurant.
You're not hungry again.
Yeah, it always makes me hungry to fight.
Did you call that a fight?
Well, sure.
Then all you need's a cup of coffee. Come on, I can use one, too.
Oh, Hoppy. Well, I guess that ought to hold me till supper time.
Well, it should after that second steak you had for dessert. It was the hotel clerk, and he was telling his listeners that he had just found Picture Pete dead in his room. My credentials got me the number of Pete's room. Liquor would never be a problem to Pete again. The Indian knife in his back had done its work. Someone must have had a mighty good reason for wanting to silence Pete. I went through his belongings, hoping to find something that would tie him in with the Indian trouble. In his battered suitcase, I found samples of ore and a picture he had taken showing a range of hills. But what interested me most were the lines that had been drawn in the picture, making it a map of sorts. Now I was getting somewhere. The hotel hallway led to a back door that opened on an alley. Again, an expensive cigarette, freshly ground out. Well, he was killed with an Indian's knife.
I knew it wouldn't be long before the Indians start killing the whites.
You're getting a little ahead of yourself, aren't you, mister? I said he was killed with an Indian's knife.
Marshal Cassidy, this is Mr. Rush.
Mescal's leading businessman.
How do you do?
Marshal, something must be done about this whole business, or I shall demand that the government in Washington step in.
Mr. Rush, in this particular case, I happen to represent the government. I'll decide what's to be done around here. Come on, Red. We're going out to see Tommy Red Arrow. Tommy, do you recognize that cliff where these lands converge here?
Yes, Hoppy, that's what we call Lone Eagle Hill.
Where is it?
Well, here, take a look. It's the dividing line between our lands and the lands of the Apache neighbors.
Let's ride up there and have a look.
Sure.
Well, Tommy, there's the reason somebody wanted you off of this land.
What do you mean, Hoppy?
That is the biggest outcropping of copper ore I've ever seen. Probably worth a fortune.
I've never seen this before. Last winter's rains must have washed away the surface dirt, exposing the veins.
Yeah, it might have. Well, it's pretty easy to figure out now.
Well, it ain't for me.
Red, Picture Pete said he was a mineralogist, didn't he? He was probably up in here looking for scenery to photograph and ran into this rich vein. Realized the value of it.
Now I get it. You go to town and get drunk and blabbermouth to somebody.
That's exactly right. And I'll bet that somebody is a man that smokes Turkish cigarettes. Let's get back to town. Come on. Back in town, my first move was to try to find out who around here smoked that brand of cigarettes. But the grocer was of no help. He didn't carry them. In the saloon, I had met with success. The bartender had told me that the only man in town who smoked the brand I had asked for was Judson Rush. Well, you can relax now, Mr. Rush. I've talked to both Tommy Red Arrow and Chief White Cloud. They promise there'll be no more Indian trouble.
Oh, cigarette, Marshal?
No, thanks.
How well do you know the Indians around here, Marshal?
Not too well.
I thought not. If you did, you wouldn't trust them as far as you could throw a bull by the tail.
Well, that may be true. But if they start any more trouble, I'll run them right off the land. See you later. Come on, Red. I had planted an idea in Rush's mind. My next move was to wait and see how he acted on it. From now on, I intended to watch every move Rush made. I had a hunch that sooner or later he would prove himself guilty. Logical trio. A money-hungry man, a crooked constable, and a cold-blooded killer. They had led us to the shack just a short distance from Tommy's ranch. Red, I don't know what's going to happen here. You better get back to Tommy Red Arrows and tell him to get some of his friends together and be ready for anything. I'm going down closer to that house, see what I can find out.
Yeah, well, watch yourself, Hoppy.
I will. You go ahead. Costumes cleared the Indians. It wouldn't be long now before the move would come that would prove all three of them guilty.
Get your hands up, Marshal. All right, inside. Look who I found sneaking around outside.
And what did you see, Cassidy?
Enough to prove that the Indians have been framed, and by three of the lowest white men I've ever seen in my life.
That's too bad. For you.
I'll finish him off and then go after that big-mouth partner of his.
Now, don't be in such a hurry, Leeds. You know, this situation was made to order. Martin here will find Cassidy with a knife in his heart. And the Indians will be chased back to the reservation so fast their feet will smoke. Perfect plan, isn't it, Cassidy?
All but the last part. It won't work.
Why not?
You don't think I'm stupid enough to walk into a spot like this without an ace in the hole, do you?
He's bluffing, Rush. Let me be the judge of that. What is this ace in the hole?
Probably the same thing you'd have done if you were in my spot.
Well, come on, let's have it.
My deputy knows everything about you three that I do. He's at Tommy Red Arrows right now. If I'm not there in 15 minutes, he'll go into town, tell the whole story, and organize a posse.
I still think he's bluffing.
You want to call my hand?
Not unless I hold the stakes. We'll get rid of the Indian and the deputy first. And then, we'll take care of the marshal.
Ah, that's a brilliant decision.
Let's go.
The first part of my plan had worked. Now, if Red and Tommy had carried out my instructions...
Start walking.
Just ahead was Tommy's ranch house.
Hold it, Cassidy.
Red's horse was tied at the hitch rack, so I knew he was somewhere around.
Cassidy, just to make sure you don't try to yell any warnings, we'll stay here.
I wouldn't think of trying to upset your plans.
Martin, you leads one out of the house and get it over with.
It'll be a pleasure.
Get your hands up.
All right, on your feet. Now you can start walking.
Everything all right, Hoppy?
Yeah,
Here's
fine.
your hardware.
I just brought you another customer. You might as well get out of that habit. Where you're going, there won't be any turkey cigarettes. Well, Tommy, you can help us get our prisoners to the federal jail, then we'll go tell our story to the Indian agent. All right, come on. Come
Come on.
After delivering the prisoners, we went to see Chief White Cloud. Now that the Indians had been cleared, peace was restored between the Maricopas and the Apaches. And the commissioner had promised Tommy he'd help get a government loan to finance work on their copper mine.
Hi there, my little friends. If you were playing baseball and the baseball was knocked across a railroad track, I'm pretty sure when you got to that railroad track, you'd stop, look, and listen, wouldn't you? Now, please remember that any street in America is just as dangerous as that railroad. So when you get to the curbstone, stop, look, and listen. Will you do that for me? Now, so long until next week. And in the meantime, don't forget to go to Sunday school.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys stray. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes.
Red Connors and I had been stalking the bloody trail of Sam Hardin and his gang. They had robbed a train carrying a $50,000 appropriation from the Denver Mint for the relief of Mingo Basin flood victims. In the dead man's pockets, I found $200 gold pieces, dated 1882. Red had found the newspaper clutched in the hand of the dead storekeeper. It carried the description of stolen treasury shipment consisting of gold coins of the same denomination and mintage date which I had broadcast by telegraph all over the Southwest.
It got so as every time we tried to spend one of them blasted coins, that Cassidy would pop up gunning for the rest of them.
Well, Sam, grub and a fresh horse aren't going to get you any further. Thanks to Marshal Cassidy, the Border Patrol's been triple. Even I couldn't get you across.
Keller, you gotta hide me out till this thing cools off. I'll give you 20% of the gold.
Sorry, Sam. The gold's too hot. I'll need greenbacks.
Greenbacks?
Mm-hmm.
If I had greenbacks, I wouldn't be here.
Now, Sam, what about the Lordsburg Miners Bank? Now, for, say, 50% of the deal, I could set it up so you could rob it single-handed.
Oh, it's a deal. But make it fast. Cassidy can't be very far behind me.
I'll keep the gold in my safe.
Okay.
There's an old tunnel you can hide out in here. Dakota will keep you in food and water.
Convinced that Hardin couldn't make it across the border, Red and I had stayed back at the trading post to give the old storekeeper a decent burial. Then in the hills above Lordsburg, we spent some time looking about for likely places for Hardin to hold up.
Don't shoot, men. I don't aim to harm. Now hold your fire.
All right, old-timer, come on down.
Well, you fellas Any prospect in this country?
Well, in a way, yes.
Well, mighty lucky that you run into me. Because I know every doggone rock in the diggings.
You live around here?
Yes, sirree. 40 years come now. They call me Hermit Joe. You know, I can't bide the city. It's just made for dudes and cowpokes like you fellas. But tell you what, if you just turn over your stakes to me, I'll get you the doggonest pile of pay dirt you ever seen.
I'm afraid we're looking for a different kind of pay dirt, old-timer.
You are?
Have you seen a stranger around here lately that answers to this description?
Hey, now, listen, if there's a stranger in these hills, I'd have noticed, sonny.
I'll bet you. There he is.
Well, Sam
Harden.
Sam Harden. Sam Harden. Seems to me that I heard that name not later than, last night.
Where?
Now, just hold your horses. My remembering ain't as good as it used to be. Let me see. Sam Harden. It must have been down at Lordsburg, because I ain't been down there in a coon's age. And, you know, every time I go down there, the thing changes, and I can't seem to find which way I'm going.
Never mind that. Where in Lordsburg did you hear the name Sam Harden?
Well, Sam Harden. Oh, I guess it was back in the saloon. Me and the burro were bedding down there in the open. You know, I just can't stand them four walls crushing in on me. Can you?
What happened back at the saloon?
Well, there was two fellas talking. And this one fella, Sam, he was trying to bribe the other fella to get him out of town. Well, I just couldn't figure out that because I said the fella could go out of town by himself.
Well, go on.
And the other fella said he could fix it so Sam could get the money out of the Lordsburg...
Miners.
Bank.
That's right.
In the morning.
In the morning?
Yeah. Then I went off to sleep and I started thinking, well, them fellas must be in their cups. Because anybody that's sober knows that Lordsburg closes up tighter than a clam on a Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah, you know, the day of rest. Where you could shoot a cannon down the street and never hit nobody.
Sunday? Hoppy, that's today.
Yeah. A nice, quiet day to rob a bank. I'll see you in town. I've been waiting for you, Harden. I'm sure the bank officials won't mind my breaking in first. All right, let's go. It's a long ways to Mingo Basin, Sam, so let's go out and get that relief money.
Frank.
Harden. You're all through. Where's that gold?
Double-crossing.
Who? Who double-crossed you? You killed him, Red.
Well, it was either him or you.
Well, Frank Bent, how are you?
Hoppy, what's wrong? What happened here?
Well, somebody shot at us from one of these buildings. Let's go see if we can find them. Come on, Red.
No use. Everything's locked here on Sunday.
We searched for that hidden rifleman, but it was a waste of time.
Marion, I want you to meet my friend Hopalong Cassidy.
How do you do?
Hello, Marion. Well, are you moving in or moving out?
Oh, we're moving to a new gold field in Nevada. There's not enough assaying in Lordsburg to keep us going.
We're packing. That's why we're the only people in town on Sunday.
I see.
Hey, Hoppy, look what I found in the rain barrel out back of this office.
What's that? This is Mr. Connors.
Hello.
Well, it's been fired recently. You act like you'd seen that gun before.
Well, it's mine, Hoppy. You'd find that out sooner or later. But how it got in the rain barrel, I don't know.
Frank, you loaned a gun to Gramps.
Well, no, I
There's nothing to be afraid of, dear. He's out of town.
Well, I guess this is the gun I gave to Soki. Mr. Jones, I mean. But Marion's right, Hoppy. He couldn't have fired this gun today. He must have loaned it to somebody else.
Sure, Gramps ought to be able to tell you who did it. He'll be in town tomorrow or day after.
Ah, that's good. Frank, would you help Red get Hardin's body off the street for me, please? Marion, where is your grandfather?
Up in the hills somewhere. He won't even tell me where he goes until his claim's been renewed.
Claim? Well, Frank just said he was leaving here because all the gold had been worked out of these hills.
What has? All except what was buried in Gramps' mine by a landslide 20 years ago. He just found it again.
Oh, well, that should have made you very happy.
More ways than one, Hoppy. Now that Gramps is able to support himself, well, I'll be able to quit the bank and move west with Frank to Nevada.
Well, you mean the mine is already producing?
Sure. Frank assayed a sample yesterday. He said it was almost pure gold.
Well, that sounds like a rich strike. Has he got the samples around here?
No, Hoppy. I shipped the samples out last night. Oh, Marion, I forgot to pick up the mail. Here's the key. Would you mind?
Sounds like an excuse to get rid of me. I know Frank's just dying to find out about some of his old Texas girlfriends.
I'll go on with you.
All right. Oh, and just to give you plenty of time, I'll go on home from the post office and start dinner. You'll be staying with us, won't you?
Maybe some other time, thank you. Red, would you go out and see if that gunman left anything besides the rifle?
Yeah, I'll take a look on the roof, too.
Good.
You're not fooling me, Eddie. You sent Red to spy on Marion. Why? She had nothing to do with this.
With what?
Double-crossing Sam Hardin for his gold. I know you sent me away with Red so you could question her.
Well, Frank, I wanted to find out more about her grandfather and why you didn't want her to talk about him.
Well, I promised I wouldn't tell anybody about his claim until it was cleared.
Oh, I'm sorry, Frank. But with Hardin dead and no trace of that stolen gold, I have to be suspicious of everybody and everything in this town. Especially anybody that shows up with new gold.
Well, all right, Hoppy. You got plenty of reason to be suspicious of me. I had plenty of time to climb down off that roof, ditch the gun, and get over to the bank while you were still examining Hardin. As an assayer, I could have talked Hardin into turning his gold over to me for fencing a conversion. I could have lured him into the ambush by claiming I had inside information on the bank setup from my wife who worked there. I was the only man you found in town after the shooting, and I admit that the gun is mine. It started it all. I could have lied to my wife about loaning it to somebody else. You found me packing, ready to leave right after the shooting. I could have used the proceeds of Hardin's gold to get started someplace else.
And you could have covered up by having Hermit Joe furnish a phony tip that would have sent Red and me into that gun trap at the bank, too.
And I could have claimed that I caught Hardin trying to rob the bank and shot him, if he got you. Well, I've given you all the evidence you need to arrest me. What more do you want?
About $50,000 in minted gold. I can arrest you without it, but I can't convict you.
Then find it.
I'm going to, as soon as I check with the Border Patrol.
You still don't believe that I played a lone hand?
No, I don't, Frank. But don't try to run. I'll expect you to be here when I get back. Time and circumstance can change some men, but I couldn't believe that they'd turn Frank Bent into a killer. But his eagerness to confess that he alone was guilty convinced me he was trying to protect someone else. I did know that my refusal to buy Frank's story or even search his office had him plenty worried. I had no intentions of riding to the border. The next move was up to him. On the way out of town, we passed Frank's house, and a short way beyond was an old barn. I told Red that as soon as we were out of sight, we'd double back and stake out there so we could watch his house. Red and I had watched Frank lock up his office and go home. When we saw him put up his horse, it looked like our vigil would be a long one. I had let Red talk me into taking turns standing the night watch from inside the barn door. I should have known better.
How long you been asleep? Who, me? I ain't been asleep. I just been sitting here watching.
Yeah?
Hey, it's daylight.
Yeah. And the 7th Cavalry could have gone right through here without you knowing anything about it. Come on. good morning, Marion. Where's Frank?
I don't know, and I'm getting worried. He went out during the night to investigate a prowler, and he hasn't come back. It's been hours.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about him. He's probably all right. Thank you.
Hey, Hoppy. Yeah? She ain't in on this. If you pin anything crooked on Frank Bent, you'll break that youngin's heart.
I know it, Red. You just put into words the toughest part of a lawman's job. We headed northeast toward the place where we had met the old sourdough, Hermit Joe. I had to locate him to find out if Frank had sent him to intercept us, or if he would be able to recognize Frank's voice as the one he heard in the dark behind the saloon. Besides the tracks of Hermit Joe and his burro, there were now recent hoof prints of several other horses. If one of them belonged to Frank Bent's mount, Frank's case was beginning to look worse instead of better.
Now hurry into town. Tell Frank to assay the nuggets and ship them out. Use the horse I brought you. But don't hang around town. Tell Frank you're coming right back to the mine.
Keep going until you get to Hermit Rock, and lay low until you see one of us coming to tell you that Cassidy's left the country.
Take that gold.
Wait a minute. Come on.
Red, you take care of him. All right, this is as far as you go. Get that mask off. Frank, have you lost your mind? Give me this bag. Oh. Well, that's practically pure gold. What are you doing with this?
I had to do it, Hoppy, to protect Soki.
Soki? You mean the man they call Hermit Joe?
Well, yes.
Isn't he Marion's grandfather?
That's right.
I thought so. Now I'm beginning to understand. Come on. Here you are. Just take it easy. Frank, I think you protected Sophie long enough. All right, old-timer, let's have the truth.
Well, all I know is the teller said his friend up north had made a rich strike, and he wanted to send it down here to cash it in so that he wouldn't start a gold rush. And I figured it was a good chance for me to tell Marion that I'd found a rich vein in a mine that I'd never even owned. I just wanted to be proud of me.
And I guess after you analyzed those nuggets and found that they were practically pure gold, it was Marion you were thinking about, too, huh?
I was worried about what it would do to her if she found out that her grandfather had anything to do with that stolen relief money.
Yeah, but I didn't have anything to do with it. That is, I didn't know it was stolen gold.
That adds up, Hoppy. Soki's no crook.
I know that, Frank. But just a minute. Somebody had to melt those gold coins into nuggets somewhere.
Hoppy. Keller must have taken over Tom Braxton's abandoned smelter, Joshua Grove. His man Dakota used to work for Braxton. He'd know how to melt down gold coins and disguise them.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, all I know is that they were nuggets when Keller and Dakota handed them to me.
Marion won't have to know the truth, Hoppy. If you let me take all the blame, you can say you found the evidence on me.
But, Frank, with that evidence on you, you'd go to the penitentiary. How's that going to help Marion? And what about Keller? He's not stupid enough to melt all those coins up at once. Where's the rest of the gold?
I don't know, Hoppy. But I'll get them for you if it's the last thing I do.
I'm sorry, Frank. I can't send you to the penitentiary for something you didn't do.
Neither can I, Mr. Marshal. Look, I'm going to clean up my own mess. Now, you just raise your hands.
Put that gun away, Soaky.
Nothing doing. You don't think I'm going to let Keller make a fool out of Soaky Jones, do you? I'm going to find you the rest of that gold. Now, move over there. All of you.
If Keller gets wise, he'll kill you, Soaky.
Well, don't you put him wise by trying to follow me. Stand where you are.
Let him go, Frank. Wait a minute.
Are you going to let him commit suicide?
Oh, he'll be all right. I'm going to trail him, see where he goes anyhow. Now, Frank, I want you to go to that smelter in Joshua Grove. If it's been fired lately, turn the place upside down looking for the gold. Red, you go back to town the way we came. Go to Keller's office and go through it with a fine-tooth comb. And if he's there, nab him. Here, take this with you.
Thought we heard gunfire from over there.
Sure did. We better get out of sight.
Yeah.
Keller, that friend of yours up north has been pulling the wool over your eyes.
Why? How do you know?
Well, Cassidy tracked me to the mine, tried to arrest me for selling minted gold. He caught Frank assaying the gold nuggets. I had to give him the slip.
How much does he know?
Well, I ain't so sure. But if you fellas have got anything to hide, you better think up some mighty quick answers.
You think he's still after you?
Well, I don't know why not. Tracked me once. Don't know why he couldn't do it again.
And you came looking for us? Why, you... Cut it out. A gunshot will tell Cassidy where we are if he is trailing Soaky. Well, then let's go pick up the rest of the gold and clear out of the country.
Say, maybe you fellas would like to hide out up there at Hermit Bluff. And I'll get that gold that you're talking about. I'll go and get it for you.
You don't know Cassidy. He'd trail us there and starve us off Hermit's Bluff till he got the gold. Well, what else can we do, then? Well, the only thing left to do. Run the risk of a showdown right here and now. Come on. Don't leave me.
Don't bother about me. Take care of the others.
Dakota.
Killer. The rat. Running out on me. Did I get him?
Yeah, you got him right in the back. The same way you planned to shoot Hardin and me.
No, Keller did that.
Where's the gold?
Tunnel. Under Keller's office.
You found the rest of the stolen gold under Keller's office, huh?
Yeah, all except a few coins that Hardin had spent. And the government's willing to write those off as a reward.
Thanks, Hoppy.
Hey, Hoppy, I just told Mary and her Gramps here's a real hero.
Well, he certainly is. Do you know that he practically rounded up Keller and that stolen gold single-handed?
I'm proud of you, Gramps.
Oh, now you just forget it, honey. I couldn't have done a doggone thing without the help of Mr. Cassidy.
Well, so long, Frank.
Hoppy.
Goodbye, Marion.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Certainly glad to know you.
Right, old-timer. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Hi, little partners. Anytime you play a game, play it to win. But remember, somebody always has to lose. And in case it's you, don't be unhappy about it. Be a good loser. Just try a little harder the next time. I'll see you next week.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys race. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then.